everyone, it's Lisa and today is Wednesday. Happy hump day. And today I thought I would do a quick video. Sorry, I'm making sure my hair doesn't get caught in my hoops. Doing a quick video on my eyebrows. I had my eyebrows microbladed for the first time ever, and I never would have thought that I would have wanted them done because it seemed like everyone I saw that had microbladed brows had like a real dominant, shapely, I mean sometimes beautiful, but just more of a brow than I ever wanted, until I saw the girl that does that works at my med spa, and she does my Botox and stuff, and her brows just looked so pretty, and she was saying how much she loved them, and she went to another girl that is in my med spa that I knew, and I'd had her actually do my brows just like on tweezing before. And so I thought about it and thought about it. Actually, I made an appointment that day, and then I changed it one time to think about it, and then I just went for it. So let me scroll you in just a little bit so you can see. Okay, so today I do not have, let me go get my brow, my favorite new brow comb thing. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, this is my favorite brow brush these days. It's the Smith 214. So this is the little brow brush that I use. Let me see if I can bring you in scary close. Okay, so I don't have anything in my brows now at all. And no color, no gel, anything. And this is exactly what I wanted, and I'll tell you why. See how my brow hair actually extends over what she did? I didn't want like any extra like drawn, you know what I mean? Like I didn't want it filled in to right here. I told her I really wanted it done like within my own brow, not extending at all. So now if I want to, I can draw that, you know, further or make it more of a boxy look or whatever. But oh my goodness, you guys, I love it. Every day, I just don't even have to do anything. The only thing I ever do is not comb them out, but take the Q-tip and clean them out, you know, get my makeup and stuff out of them before I, you know, head out the door when I'm finishing up my makeup. Now on this one, you can see there is like a little, almost like a little hole right there, and I think there is a little one down here, but I don't know, I guess I could probably go back and get that filled in, but I kind of like it. I kind of like that they're not all solid. I will probably end up seeing her, you know, sometime when I go in there, and I might just ask her, but I really like it. I don't think I'm going to worry about it. If I want to fill it in, I just will with powder, but I kind of like that they're not just like solid. I'm scared if I were to do too much more, it would be too much. So I wanted you guys just to get a good look at what they look like, and then now I'm going to back, and then now I'll tell you about everything that she does. Okay, first of all, she is really trained in these types of things. She used to work at the plastic surgeons, and she used to do like the breast tattooing for people that got reconstructive surgery. So she said what she ended up doing was using that same dye that she used from there. She really loved it, and it's called Soft Tap. And so that is the actual brand of, you know, what am I trying to say? Not dye, but color, you know, coloring that she used for ink. I guess I was trying to say like kind of like tattoo ink. That is what she used, is the brand is Soft Tap. Okay, the first time that she did my brows, let's see, and what is today's date? Today is July 31st. So just to give you some reference, the first time I had them done in a series of 2 was Monday, June 24th. Oh, John's calling. Hold on just a second. Okay. So what was I saying? Okay, so yeah, Soft Tap is what she uses. Okay, and I was telling you the first time I had them done was Monday, June 24th. Now, I think you guys probably know this if you have read anything about the microblading. You need to get at least 2. The first one done, and then you go back for a touch-up. And the reason you do that is because when you go back for that second time, there are going to be places that the ink either didn't take, or she didn't get it in there because when they're doing it, I don't think they can see, you know, every little spot the first time. When you go back the second time, they can see, you know, what they did. They can go in and see what didn't take, what they didn't get. And it's just, I think if you don't go back the second time, I can't imagine them looking as good, because she did a lot the second time, especially on this one. And then they can also judge the color, because the first time that she did my color, she used the color Pecan Pie. And I just looked that up to describe it to you. And at first I thought, oh my goodness, I don't know if I like this, because it was so ashy. But what I love about it is she truly matched the color of my brow hair. She didn't go with, you know, like when you're getting powder and stuff, you're kind of going for the whole look that you want, but you don't really match the brow hair, because, I don't know, I never did. I always just went with taupe or soft brown. But Pecan Pie, the description is, this tasty treat is designed for medium ash brunettes or brunettes with blonde highlights, which is perfect. And it matches the color of my actual brow hair perfectly. So the second time I went back, I asked her, you know, was she using the same thing? And she said that she was, but she was going to put a drop of espresso in there just to keep it from getting too ash. So espresso is a fantastic color for people less than 50% gray in the hair. Espresso is very nice. So I think it's just a little bit warmer, a teeny tiny bit warmer than the Pecan Pie. So that is what I have. And what I love about them is, I've always loved brows that are distinct but not so big or so bushy, too thin. They're just, I feel like they're just perfect. So I love them. She did use a pen, not a gun, like a tattoo type gun. She uses a pen, and it kind of feels like it, if I had to, I used to do calligraphy when I was young. I used to do, I've always loved working on, I've always been in like yearbook, school newspaper, something like that. I always loved doing stuff like that. And when I was young, I helped with the church bulletin, and they would bring me all the articles, and I would do like the layout, and I would do calligraphy like across the top. And then I would take it to the girl who had it printed, and we would do that I guess it was probably once a month or something. And I've always loved stuff like that. And so I used to do calligraphy, and that's what it feels like to me. It feels like a true calligraphy pen. And as far as, does it hurt? They do put a little bit of a numbing cream, but to me, it didn't really hurt. It just felt like scratches. You know what I mean? Like a scratch. Like if you were to take like an empty pen or something and scratch just tiny areas. The only time that I can see where it might have hurt is like a lot of times when she would get to an area. And I will show you, like right here, I'll show you a picture of my brows the day I went before. It's gonna be an ugly picture because I thought about it right when I was laying down. And you'll see that I didn't have much on the tail and I didn't have much at the beginning. So she added a little bit on the tail end and a little bit in the beginning. And so she had to do like multiple scratches here at the end one time, and I remember feeling that. But not so much that I was thinking, oh my gosh, I can't wait till it's over or anything like that. I don't think that it would be enough to stop anyone from getting it done. And I didn't really express to her any type of shape that I wanted. I think she kind of just went with the shape that I have naturally. And the only thing I did tell her is, you know, this brow is naturally a little bit lower than this brow, so I didn't want a lot added to the bottom of this brow. You know, I wanted it kept more natural so that if I wanted the option to tweeze some of those brow hairs, I could. And I do still have plenty of hairs that I have to tweeze, you know, like right in here and right in here. So I guess that's about it. It wasn't as big of a deal as I thought it was going to be. And I think this is probably supposed to last about a year. She did say that if I was going to use like Retin-A or glycolic or any of those products up here on my forehead, it probably will fade faster. And that's just worth it to me. I'm still going to use, right now I'm not using any Retin-A or retinol. I probably will start probably soon, probably in about 3 weeks. When we get into September, I'll probably start with my Retin-A again. And but I have still been using like my Paula's Choice, you know, exfoliating toner, and I'll just, you know, if they fade, I'll get them done again. But it's worth it to me to have my skin, because I have a big forehead, so I have to have my skin looking pretty good. That's like a pretty big part of my face. I'll tell you, the first time I had them done was June 24th. It was a Monday, and then I went back for my refill on Monday, July 15th, and it was right about 3 weeks, and that was perfect. Now, when I looked at, you know, articles and looked it up on the internet about the healing phase, that's something I need to go into. You have to not get them wet for the first, at least the first week, and that is kind of difficult. So she suggested maybe getting a blowout. And it just so happened that I couldn't get in with Morgan the days that I needed to. So what I would do is I got in the shower and I just had I took a dry washcloth in the shower with me. And I just kind of did like this and got my hair back, washed it, and just, I had to keep on. You don't realize how much water, you know, goes down into your brows. So I would just keep on taking that, you know, washcloth and drying off, and I just did the best that I could. And I washed my hair like every other or every third night. And then I think the next time I had a blowout, and then I think after 10 days, I just got them wet, but I didn't like scrub them or anything. And as far as like, you'll hear people say scabbing over, peeling, all this kind of stuff, you know, looking so bad that you can't go out. I think that might happen a little bit more if you don't have any brow hair and they have to do a lot more. I did notice like flaking, not really scabbing, but like after a little while they would start flaking up, and at the very end I would even have to go, you know, with the brow brush and go ahead and like get it out, like especially down here, because if I didn't, it was just leaving like little flakies in my brows. I tried not to like get aggressive. I tried to just get the flakies out, but I never really had like a true, certainly not what I would call a scab. It would just be like dry, flaky skin, and you could see the pigment in there. So it was, you know, indeed a small scab, but it wasn't like you think of. It was never bloody or anything like that. Right here, I will put, I'll put the first day, I will put like a series of pictures. Maybe I'll put the first, second, third day after each, you know, like, so right here I'll start the first day I had them done, and then I'll go into the second day after that, and then the third day, and then I'll do that with after I had them refilled or the touch-up. But you guys can go back and look at my videos and see what they looked like, because I never stopped, you know, filming. I just went right along with my normal routine. So after that Monday, I think that Friday I did a video because we were staying at the beach, and I think I skipped that Wednesday. But so I hope this helped a little bit. You know, it was not really that big of a deal to me. The worst thing is if it bothers you, you know, to have that angry bird, angry brow and be out in public, then that would be the worst thing. But I'm pretty, you know, I just tell people, you know, I can remember telling several people and they said they didn't notice, but then I can remember telling several people and they said, oh, I just thought you were going heavier with your brows. Or Amanda at the Lancome counter, I told her, she says, oh, I just thought you were going for a new look. So, you know, it is, you know, noticeable in the beginning, but it does fade. And so, you know, from starting this whole process on June 24th and it being July 31st, I think it was worth it. I'm gonna stand up and do an outfit of the day. I have a new dress on and I'll be right back. Okay, so today, this is one of the dresses that I was waiting to show you guys, and I love it. I think it is so cute, and it was half price at the Loft. And it is a true wrap dress. So I have it pulled you know, kind of tight. It's around my ribs here. And you can tie it either, you know, on the side. I think it came with a tie on the side, but I usually like it tied in the middle. I don't know, it might be because I'm a Virgo and I'm just like that. But I love the length of it. I love the sleeves, and you can see, really, you could have it much more modest, but I kind of like it, you know, I don't know, not that I like it going way down, but I think a wrap dress should be a good V, a good solid V. And the shoes I'm wearing today, let me back up. And then the shoes I'm wearing today are my Louboutin wedges that I bought at the beginning of the season, and I feel like I have not worn these enough. I love them. They're so comfortable. They are just some of the most comfortable wedges I've ever had. They're beautiful, but I guess I've been thinking that they're kind of fancy, but to me this dress looks really good with them because of the gray. It looks good with the silver, like in the heel, and I just love these. And I hate that I haven't worn them more than I have. And another shoe that I thought about wearing with this are my new Gucci little sandals, and these also come in a flat. So I'm going to put these on and let you see the dress with these too. Okay, and so here are the Gucci little slides, and these have the little kitten heel, and these are very comfortable. I know that it looks like this little teeny heel would be hard to walk in, but it's not. You actually, after wearing them for about 10 minutes or 5 or 10 minutes, you get used, your body gets used to, you know, putting the weight, where to put the weight. I mean, it's different than wearing like a wedge or something, but they're not uncomfortable at all. I mean, okay, and then for accessories, I have a new necklace on that I got from Oliver the other day, and I will show you some more things that are, I got the best things from Oliver on, so the day before yesterday, I think. I stopped by there, and Kelly kept telling me about a pair of jeans that she thought I would love, and so I got a new pair of jeans, and I got 2 new necklaces. Did I get anything else? I think that's it. A pair of jeans and 2 new necklaces, and this is one of them, and it is, here, sit up closer so you can see it, but it is a little mother of pearl. There you go. I hope that you can see it, but it is like the horoscopes, or, you know, the, what am I trying to say, astrology. And mine is Virgo, and I got one for Brooke, you know, Pisces, because she has gotten me, it's not, don't think of it in a way that I'm like, you know, trying to tell my future with it or anything like that. It's just fun. It's just neat. And I know a lot of people love stuff like this, and I just thought this was the classiest, prettiest zodiac necklace I'd ever seen. And it's by a really, I'll put the designer down below. And of course, with everything at Oliver, you get 15% off if you use my code Lisa15. So I wanted to wear that today, and I just thought it looked so pretty by itself. At first I was going to layer on a bunch of things, but I just thought it was pretty by itself. And then I put on my just everyday favorite hoops from Sheila Fajl. And then this is the Zephyr ring in pink quartz, and I thought it went good with the pink cherries. And she actually told me the other day they had, she's going to give us a special on this, 20% off. Yeah, she said the Zephyr ring in rose quartz. We have size 7, 2 size 8s, and 2 size 9s. And I know a lot of you like the bigger sizes because you're like me. You like to wear it on a, like the pointer finger or your middle finger, and I just think it's beautiful. I love the simplicity of it. And so, and it went perfect with my outfit. Hey, I think that's it. Oh, fragrance. I have been loving the Arizona fragrance. The one by, I can't even remember now, I can't even remember who the designer is now, but it's the Arizona. That's been my, pretty much my go-to the last few days. And I think that's it. I have some really neat stuff to show you on Friday. A few things I'm wearing today, I just couldn't wait. So I'll put everything that I'm wearing down below, and I will see you on Friday. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.